say you could doubt yourself? Pretty sure I didn't. And even more sure there's no reason that you should. You're a powerhouse, a storm, a bloody miracle on two legs. So crush that self-doubt like it owes you money and strut into this day like the masterpiece you are. Keep spreading the...
It is the Bravo Block. I am Brad. That is John Combest, C-O-M-B-E-S-T. And John, what do we do in the B Block? What exactly is the main purpose of the B Block? Tell me that, John.
It's time for Brad's Top 3.
You know what? I got the wrong page up. Hold on a minute.
You should play the Chelsea Rodriguez version. It's better.
It's time for Brad's Top 3.
It is. And we start off with...
It's number 3.
The Festus people are not happy. You know why that is, John?
No, were there 2 headlines about it on johncombest.com today?
Yes, because of the fact that last night, I believe the Festus C&Z or P&Z or the city council, wherever the governing body was, approved, I believe the vote was 6-1 for the new multi-billion-dollar data center near Festus, actually within the city limits of Festus. And they are most upset about that, John. Most upset. Because you know what?
And so we've discussed data centers nearly every day for the last 2 or 3 months on here. And so this is just another case of that, right, Brad?
Yes. It's a case where there's one actually, supposedly, going in. Now, here we go again. They're all upset because we don't know who the company's going to be. We don't know who the company's going to be. I say, and John probably knows this from his Hedge Eye institution funding courses that he takes, that the reason they don't know who the person is because these guys are doing this on spec. Don't you believe that's the case? Don't you think that's what they're doing?
And describe what you mean by that, Brad.
Well, they're just going in, and it's a bunch of guys who I think they're just like some, wheeler-dealer kind of guys. Hey, let's go get some data centers built. And what they do is they go in and they just pick a site, and then when they get permission to build it, which is the hard part, because you got to, wade through the Franklin County meeting that lasted till 4 in the morning.
And then once the land is secured, they say, here's what we have. And then they take bids from the Amazons and Metas of the world.
Exactly. I think that's what they're really up to. I think that's what the whole thing is.
Well, good for them, Brad. That's great.
Well, I look, John, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with data centers. I mean, see.
And you don't have a problem. So, and there's no disparity there between you supporting data centers and then you selling an AI PDF of how to oppose data centers.
John, I'm a true centrist. I'm the guy in the middle. I'm the guy,
Are you an American, Brad, or are you a Republican or Democrat?
I'm an American, John. I'm not
I didn't know that.
I'm not a Republican or a Demo. I'm in the middle, man. One of our oaths, when we take the American oath of being the American political party, and what you have to do is you have to raise your right hand, and the first thing you say, I solemnly swear I will not pull anybody's beard. And then once you get past that, it's all downhill. I mean, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a good portion of South County Democrats that can't pass that.
Okay. Are you ready for number 2?
It's time for Brad's number 2.
It's time for Brad's number 2.
John probably has this number right on the top of his head, at least on his fingertips. He's probably got it right there. And he's probably say, we talked about this on April 22nd of 2019.
Enough preamble.
Enough preamble. Isn't that what the Constitution is all about? The preamble of the Constitution?
I don't know the data point, but what is it, Brad?
How many bills are there currently bouncing around in Jefferson City which have to do with immigrants and immigration law or enforcement thereof? How many bills, John? Can you tell me?
I'm not sure, but I know that there is a great proposal put forth by some Republicans that would limit the amount of free handouts that illegal aliens can get, whether it's welfare or other services.
Missouri lawmakers are considering 43 bills on immigration and immigrant rights this year. Now,
and where is this headline from, Brad?
This is from johncombest.com.
No, Brad, where is the headline from?
I'm reading it from KY3.
There you go, Brad. Exactly. Thank you.
KY3 is 3 times as slippery as anything else. Rick Brattin of Lee's Summit presented the bill to a Senate committee. The measure would prevent non-citizens from accessing government benefits. The bill is being considered by a Senate committee. If approved, the full Senate will debate it. See, here we go again, John. If I were a black person, I would be insulted by the fact that people say, well, if you're black, you can't get a driver's license. You can't, it's disenfranchising voters. You know, we talked about this before, and John's going to say, well, that was 2 years ago at 8:02 where we were overtime in the show. I can't remember the lady's name. I'm driving back from this is pre-BJ show. I'm driving back from getting my first dose of my COVID vaccine when I'm driving back from Raytown, Missouri, and the lady's on the Eagle in Jefferson City, and she's saying that the Missouri Secretary of State's office has a special division that if you don't have the supporting documents to get a photo ID, they will do it for you at no charge. No charge. And they'll do all the background research, get your birth certificate, stuff like that. Now, the situation with this is the immigrants can't go to her or go to Denny now, Mr. Redcoat, and because of the fact that they don't have a birth certificate and they're illegal immigrants. Correct, John?
Yeah, you're right about that. Good point, Brad.
So how are they going to get a photo ID?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they can't, right? And now, Brad, out of curiosity, you cite this from KY3. Was this on Boomer Facebook?
No.
Like, you obviously don't go to the KY3 website, but where did you see the story?
I do from time to time. You know, I used to run an operation, and we used to be in...
Okay, but in this case, Brad, I know you didn't go to KY3 this morning. I'm just curious because I know a great Republican consultant who I won't name by name on the show because I didn't get his permission, but sent me the story last night from KY3, and I'm guessing that he and his team are promoting this on social media. That's why I asked.
Well, John, that same source sent this to me last week. So
so you got it on Facebook. Okay, and for folks who don't know, if you go to johncombest.com today, this story, Brad does a good job of not really digging, and we'll just say KY3. It's Gray Local Media, which does KMOV, which does KY3 and other stations. So they have a reporter there, Hannah Falcon, who put the story together. So thanks for that opportunity to tell folks where it's from, Brad.
And I did not get it on Facebook. Okay, Brattin's bill would require proof of citizenship to be eligible for programs like food stamps and Missouri Health Net. Duh. I mean, you know, I told you the story. These people talk about, I don't know how you function without a driver's license or a picture ID. I told you, 2-3 weeks ago, I went to ship a package at one of the UPS stores. I had to give my driver's license. I mean, to ship a package? It's not like I'm sending
well, who
bomb
knows
parts
what kind
or something
of
like
ditchweed you could be selling, Brad? Who knows what you could be putting in that package there?
John, you want me to tell you a story I've never told on this show before?
Well, that would be a first.
You want me to tell you the story about how I became entrapped in a drug bust at a post office years ago?
Oh, sure. That sounds like a new one. Maybe after we get through Brad's top 3, you could spare a minute or two and then tell that story.
Okay. It's up to number one. Number one.
And now, big finish, Brad's number.
It's interesting because this one also has immigration behind it. John, last night in downtown St. Charles, a bunch of news organizations, normally who would never cross the Missouri River. Matter of fact, I understand that, I don't think it was Jason Rosenbaum, but I understand that one of the St. Louis Public Radio reporters went out last night to cover this story, and they got lost, and they ended up in Cottleville. And they just said to hell with it, and they went to Frankie Martin's and just got drunk. But I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've heard. The big news last night, you know this story, John? You probably got it up on your
No, what is it, Brad? What happened?
They had a press conference. Steve Ellman and Chief Frizz, who is the chief of the St. Charles County Police Department, had a press conference to discuss this deal with the ICE people training some of their police officers, which has become...
Yeah, and folks can find several news stories about this morning on johncombest.com. Go ahead, Brad.
I find this sort of fascinating that this is such a big deal. And once again, you probably know this from your sources. It's not like the ICE people are coming in to essentially deputize the St. Charles County Police to essentially, if you got a guy who's hanging out at the Home Depot there on Mid Rivers and Central School, and he looks like he may be Mexican, this is what you do. You go up to him. They're not doing that. This is different. They're essentially the ICE training, as I understand it, is because there's crazy, weird idiosyncrasies about someone who, if you take into custody as a police officer, who's not a citizen of this country. Correct, John? You know that, right?
You're right. Yeah. And I'm glad you bring this up today, Brad, because we've discussed this. This is the third time in 2 weeks where we've gone into detail about this. And in fact, just the other day, we talked about Steve Ehlmann's op-ed in which he discussed immigration issues. We talked about that on Monday, Brad. Yes.
Right. Now, I was there last night, and I'm the guy who was taking pictures of the people taking pictures. I'm the guy who's documenting the reporters and how they're acting. And there's one really interesting aspect of this.
Yeah, what's that, Brad? Was one of the guys wearing a fruity pink safety vest?
No. One of the guys was Bill Eigel. And it was interesting. As people were going into this press conference, Bill was going, hey, I'm Bill Eigel. Hey, you want to put that microphone in my front of my face? You want to take my picture? You want to put that camera, aim that camera over here? Hey, you don't want to go to that old guy's office. He's not going to be here that much longer. I'm Bill Eigel. I'm a young guy. I'm a fighter. I'm a tough guy. My wife and I used to maintain B2s. You know, what can Steve Ehlmann say? And Jason Law, has he ever taken care of a B2? Has Jason Law ever done anything like that? No. Take my picture. Get that microphone out. Come on. I'm Bill Eigel. It was almost like, Bill, dude, give it a rest. Come on.
And then he came up to you and wondered how his low dollar network ads were somehow bumped off your radio station.
They're still on here.
Are they really? Wow. I hadn't heard them in a while.
Yeah, they're running. In fact, I heard one last night. Funny you should mention that. Yeah, the low dollar network, which is funny because, when he found out about it, he said, where did you get this audio from? He doesn't even remember. He had no idea where it came from. I mean, I guess when you're giving 14 zillion press conferences a day.
Yeah, and he can't remember. He delivered, sorry to interrupt, but he's delivered that message to so many radio reporters. And Brad, also, he's not going to hear something, with all due respect, that you did and invest another 30 seconds listening to it a second time. Like, he's probably going to treat you like a jester, a clown, hear it once, and then just move on. He's not going to investigate where that audio came from.
I said to him, Bill, are you clowning me? And he says, no, I'm gesturing you. That's what he said.
There you go, Brad.
That's what he said.
Nicely done. We have a minute left if you want to tell the story about a drug deal.
It takes longer to tell than that.
Oh, okay. Maybe you could record your own after hours show and do your great job of promoting it, and then you could record that separately.
No, it's a pretty interesting story. You're going to get a kick out of it, okay?
Okay.
Okay.